A special edition where we won't be talking about football, so to speak, rather quizzing our knowledge on football. I'm your host Chris Cam, and this is our first ever Sunderland AFC Trivia Showdown. So before we talk about what's in store today, let's just introduce ourselves to the competitors. Roker Report's own Gav's here. We're also sitting alongside him is Johnny
Goldsmith. Hello.
How are you today, Johnny?
I'm doing all right. Yes, we have the mighty team of myself and Gav, and we are Skullduggery FC. That's what we call us now.
Skullduggery FC.
Yeah. The Skullduggerers.
The Skullduggerers? Yeah.
Skullduggerers.
We'll go for that.
The Skullduggerers.
Yes.
Alright, Skullduggerers it is then. Sitting opposite them and on the opposing team is our regular podcast host, Connor Bromley.
Hi, it's weird being on this side of the chair. I've not been here for about 6 months, but I'm enjoying it. It's nice. Nice to be next to my teammate.
Stay on your toes.
Better raise the chair so I can see his. See Gav's ugly face.
Ooh, trash talk already, it's early doors. And on Connor's team is BBC Radio Newcastle's Nick Barnes. How are you doing, sir?
Good, I just feel like I'm a bit in an electric chair here, this prospect of this quiz.
It's worrying, isn't it?
It is
if
very
we do
nice,
really bad here, people are like, them two. One's a
I'm on edge.
podcast host, the other one does a commentary, he knows nothing.
I know.
See, that's
This is
worrying.
where my career ends.
It's a bit like a cup game, isn't it? You've got the big guys on one side, and then you've got the underdogs on the other who no one expects to win.
Are you
So the
the
pressure's off
underdogs?
us.
The
Absolutely.
thing is, though, right? No, I'm sorry, Gav. Right, you literally write like 1,000 articles about Sunderland every month, so
This
you've
is
got to
true.
be a favourite.
Yeah, you've got it.
Johnny's the rookie. He's the
Yes. I'm the dark horse.
the dark horse.
Yes,
That's the wild card. Yeah.
Yeah. Be like, whoa, you knew that? My God.
And I'm the big disappointment.
So that is our competitors. They make up two teams, so we're splitting them in half. We've got Skullduggerers and we've got...
Shithousery.
Right, so Connor and Nick are team Shithousery, Gav and Johnny are team Skullduggerers.
We've got a big target man. Play it long to the target man. Look for the knockdowns. That's what it is. Basically, the questions they get wrong, we're going to get right on the.
Not going to get any wrong. So
We're picking up all the loose balls,
Yeah, that's what we've got to do.
so to speak.
I'm so excited for this. It's
that's
going to
a
be
poor
great.
tactic because we're just going to get nothing wrong. We're going to wipe the floor.
So this is how the
Top
quiz
bus
is going to work. We've got 7 rounds made up of 5 questions each, and whoever gets the most questions right within a round wins the point. So you have to win the round to win a point. Whoever has the most points wins the quiz. If we're tied, we've got tiebreakers, we've got different things to do at the end. There's some questions we might not even get to, I might throw in anyway just to see, for a bit of fun at the end. Also, each team has their own makeshift buzzer, which is in front of them on their desks. So, I'm using the word makeshift very loosely here. So, team Shithousery, can one of you give us a shake of your
Nick,
buzzer
you go
there?
first.
Oh, that's lovely. Very Christmassy.
Yeah.
Bit more like Liam Gallagher than Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a tambourine.
That
Yes,
is a
it is.
yeah, well
Tambourine,
done.
yeah.
You know anything?
Mr. Tambourine Man.
It is a tambourine.
That's what that is.
It's a good job it's a
I've
football
not used
quiz, not a music one,
tambourine
isn't it,
since I was
really?
like 6. I like the, what are them called? The clicky things? Maracas.
I nearly
yeah.
bought some maracas, you know.
Maracas are the one. I also like
they
the
weren't loud
triangle.
enough. So
Triangle's banging that.
I also had a triangle, but I've only got the one, so it wouldn't have really worked.
You're
if,
my Linda to Paul McCartney, you are.
Do you think? I'll take that.
on the opposite team, on Team Skullduggerers, which I'm going to get wrong at some point.
I might just rule this when you say this so they can't hear what they are.
What do your buzzers sound like, fellas? Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. I'm so happy.
African instrument.
Yeah, they've been in the jungle or something.
They're called monkey drums. Those little circular drums on a stick that you're supposed to spin and the little
Why do you
things
have
hit
all
them.
these instruments?
Oh, my girlfriend's a primary school teacher, so she has
Fair
them
play.
all. Yeah. So I've pinched them all. Let's not tell her.
Do you believe that?
He's just at home.
He just sits at night playing with them, doesn't he?
That's why he was late today. It's because he was sitting at home playing his maracas.
I was spending quite a while choosing them. Like, I was sat there sampling them all, listening to them recorded, make sure it's all good. I put a lot of effort into this. So each team has the makeshift buzzer. The way that'll work is I'll ask the question. The second I start asking the question, you can buzz in. If you buzz in and get the question wrong, however, it goes to the other team to confer.
I presume you stop reading the question when
I will
somebody
stop
buzzes.
reading the question as soon as you
this
buzz.
is the sort of thing I will fall out with people over.
Right. Okay, this is going to be interesting.
Me and Nick will never be friends again.
Could be the end of
lose
Connor's
that.
promising career in journalism when he upsets one of the BBC's.
Could we, for instance, if you're like this happens on The Chase, where like he's telling the question, they already know the answer. Can they jump in then?
Yeah. If I read a question out, so I say like, what colour's Connor's jumper? You can jump in at any point when I'm asking that question and answer.
Great.
So if he says what colour and then you just guess and say, oh, it's blue, then
Yeah.
you win, despite the fact you didn't know.
And if
But you don't get docked points like University Challenger, get the question wrong.
That's far too
If
much
you've
for me to
interrupted.
think about at any
Right.
one time, so that'll not be happening. If you're the one who buzzes in on your team, though, you cannot confer. You have to be the one who answers. So obviously the risk there is you get it wrong, your
no
opponent's
eye
got a chance.
contact.
That's scary there.
No hinting, no miming. I'm looking at you too swiftly because I can't see you. So.
What you can't see is that we're telepathic. And
What I'm worried about is the fact that Gav keeps turning his head looking at your
Trying to
laptop.
look at the sheets for the answers.
I'm just turning my head to talk because he's actually behind us.
Well, don't. Just look forward.
Okay.
We'll just have to play on
Boss.
Scouts Honour and just not cheat, shall we? That'd be good.
Yeah.
So that's the puzzles,
that's good,
that's
mate.
the
Sorry.
rounds. I'm sure there'll be questions come up as we go because I can guarantee we're not covered
Is
it
there a
all.
practice question?
Well, no, it's just
Okay, we're going straight
no,
in.
just firing in.
Connor, you'd be the worst ever on the chase or something. You just keep talking, asking more questions.
Can we have a practice round first?
I should be the quiz host, so it's just my love for asking questions. It should be me on the other side. No, go on, I'm ready.
All right, so we'll go for round one then. Are you ready?
Oh, it's that
We
quick.
are ready.
It's scary.
Oh, yes.
Question 1. Against whom did Josh Madger score his first brace?
Oh,
Nick Barnes.
I'm on the spot now, so I was immediately going to say Fulham, but it wasn't Fulham. First brace.
You're lucky I didn't stop a second earlier there as well.
You're lucky you're not docking me points. Who Madger scored his first brace against was...
I'm going to have to start counting down.
No, my mind's blank.
5,
God, I'm
4.
sorry.
Oh, it's gone. Over to the other team. Have a quick chat, see what you think.
They can confer now.
We can confer. So it was this season.
Exactly what Colin was talking about.
Too hasty.
I can't even
I
think
do
who it was.
remember this.
At home.
This is something I should know, isn't it?
I think
It's
I
quite.
do
I
know
think
it.
it's quite a easy when you think about it. This is not one I researched, so
Do you have a clue, Johnny? No.
These are good
I'll
ones.
have
I'm
to
going
count
to
yous
have
down.
to guess. Gillingham?
no, it wasn't
Scunthorpe?
Gillingham.
Damn.
No, it wasn't.
How did I not know
Scunthorpe.
that?
It was Rochdale.
Rochdale.
See, you know what it is? Yes, it's something that happened 20 years ago. I'll tell you like that, right?
I might be wrong about this. I think it's the only team you scored a brace against so far. Obviously,
I think that's-
this
I think
podcast
he's only scored one
you
brace,
might have
yeah.
scored one by the time this goes out. But
Well, this is poor. It's a poor start, guys.
strong start, guys. So, question 2. Lee Barry Catmull has scored 6 goals for Sunderland in his career. 3 of those have came this season. Can you tell me the teams that he's scored his 6 goals?
That would be me.
Go on.
First goal was Tottenham,
Yeah, they don't have to be in order, but if you can, that'd be
yeah.
even more impressive.
West Brom.
Yeah.
Last season he scored against, I want to say Reading. No.
I'm going to stop confirming them in case we have to confer. So just give me your answer, so you're done, and then we'll
Then
check.
he got a goal away at the Volley. Ooh, he got 2 in one game. Wimbledon. And then he got the one at Coventry.
Is that your final answer?
It
Those
is.
5 teams? Absolutely spot on.
Oh, yes.
And in that order as well.
Hey, that is on
That
the
is-
books there. I thought I'd got that.
Yeah,
when
that-
yeah.
That's probably
Get in.
one of the tougher questions as well, because you had to think of 5 answers now. Well
We
done.
were
That's
talking about the red one last week. I remember.
it's 1 point to the Skullduggerers
Come on.
in round
It's
1.
not a point. It's a semi-point.
In round 1,
You tell
yeah.
the quizmaster how to run his own quiz.
I just don't want to sound like I'm losing that bad.
So not only I got an unhappy partner here, he's a sore partner now as well.
Very competitive partner. So. Question 3, however, Sunderland came out with a new look at their squad after the summer. How many players did the club sign for the first team, either on loan or permanently? Nick Barnes.
Going here bravely with 12.
Absolutely bang on.
Get in there, Nick.
Nice. Tied
Go
at
on,
1-1.
lad.
Just knocked the wind out of him.
That's why you're my favourite commentator. I've always said. Screw Guy Mowbray, it's you.
Screw Guy Mowbray, says the Roker Report podcast host. There you go.
I know, I want
Question
Guy Mowbray to
4.
come on as well.
How many points did Sunderland accumulate in the Checkatrade Trophy group stage this year? Connor Bromley.
8?
Absolutely was.
Oh, man.
Got 2
That
points
is-
in the first game because it went penalties.
Get in.
Yeah, 2-1 up.
That's
We're
yeah.
counting the points I are now.
These are things that I really should know, and I just don't.
I think this is the only round where we've got real questions about this season. So
all right then.
we're going to be delving a little deeper into
Right,
our
just
past
do our
after
best,
this.
Johnny.
Yeah.
This is the final question of round 1.
Right, we're at least drawn.
So you've got a chance to tie it here, Team Skullduggerers, and go to a tiebreaker. So, in Stuart Donald's ill-fated attempt at choosing the music at the Stadium of Light, what song did the lads walk onto the pitch to?
Oh,
Go on, Johnny, lad.
The Prodigy Invaders must.
Oh, and it goes over to the other team.
I can't remember what they ran out to.
it was
It was something like you used to play in Dakota and places like that years ago.
it was terrible is what it was. It was, do you know what? Even if we don't get this right, we've won.
That's correct, yeah. By getting that wrong, you've overthrown the round.
It was something like can't. Is it like begin with can't?
You can't ask for clues.
Can't stop dancing or something. I don't know. I can't stop.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, we've won anyway.
No, it wasn't. It was Play Hard by David Guetta.
Play hard.
No.
Well, after one round, that's 1 round to
Get in.
Team Shithousery. Great.
If it's any consolation, Johnny, we would never have got that one because I didn't know it.
Was there another one?
Although I will say this, you do present a radio show which plays a lot of music. So I'm a little bit disappointed in you, but let's just improve, okay?
That's all right.
It's only 1 round. There's plenty more to come. Plenty more to come.
That one being getting played.
Round 2 is loosely themed around transfers.
Okay.
So question 1. Who was the first player to leave Sunderland in 1991 for over £1 million?
That would be Marco Gabbiadini.
Absolutely correct.
Boom! Yeah. Have some of that up you. See? Told you.
It's before my era. I wasn't even born.
Question 2. Who was Sunderland's first signing that cost over £1 million? The silence is deafening. Excellent content for a podcast.
Over £1 million.
I'm going to be... the word dare go with
Just
this.
go, I don't know it.
Nick Barnes.
Torrey Andre Flo.
Oh,
$1 million?
It's going over to the other team.
Right.
Chance to
Do you
confer.
know, right, yeah, he's Scottish. And the only reason I know this is because someone's wrote about this recently on the site. I'm sure he's Scottish. I might be wrong. I'm going to say... Ooh, Alex Ray.
Spot on, absolutely.
Yes. Come on.
Commanding lead in round 2 here.
Oh, we're struggling there. What's the
score in this round?
It's 2-0 to you in round 2 so far.
It's 1-0 overall.
we need a Walsall comeback here.
Yeah.
This is a bit like Eric Dyer when he... I know this is going out in a while, but Eric Dyer giving it the big in the Arsenal fans before they got thumped off.
Was that
dear.
overall?
Yeah, that's a bit like that. You don't want to go in too deep, Connor. Be humble.
Question 3 of round 2. Including all potential add-ons and clauses, who is the most expensive English player Sunderland have ever signed?
Oh,
Karen Bent?
Absolutely.
I was going to say that. I just thought there was a less obvious answer.
Shout out to
God, I hate that.
shout out to our extra host Graham for that one. I think it was £18 million was the.
I think it was 16 and a half.
I think with all the add-ons it came to 18 million.
What was it? I thought it was 10 right at
Will you stop questioning everything he says?
Bonus fact: Connor Wickham's the second most expensive that we've ever
Yeah, they
signed.
got the point. I
Right.
need to stop.
I don't think we ever paid and fulfilled all the clauses we had for him.
Right, okay.
That could be completely wrong, but I think that's the research I did.
Right, 2-1.
Name, question 4, name the 3 players that Sunderland have received their highest transfer fees for. Oh, that was so close. What was your opinion?
Gavin.
Oh, it's Gav.
I thought I edged that.
The 3 highest fees
See you
paid.
later.
So the 3 players that left for the highest fees.
Left for the highest fees. Well, that would obviously
So
be...
it doesn't matter what the numbers are, just what the player who was.
Darren Bent, obviously, £24 million.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Pickford, £30 million.
Mm-hmm.
And Jordan Henderson for £18 million.
Absolutely.
Yes.
He's walked away with the round sealed up. So, question 5, just for shits and giggles. Who is Sunderland's most expensive January signing?
I guess Wabi Kazri.
Stefan Sessegnon?
Oh.
Is it? I would pay like 10
Go on
million.
to transfermarket.com, so don't at me. So, round 2 goes to Team Skullduggerers.
Come on.
It's okay.
We're tied. We're completely tied
Yeah, I
after
told
2
you
rounds.
I'd come to you when it starts getting retro. I know you two have both admitted off air before we started this
Yeah.
that you're awful with anything past a certain date.
I'm not awful.
Yeah, last week.
This could be a strong one for you then, Gav. Round 3 is loosely based again around records, Sunderland records.
Okay.
So question number 1, who scored Sunderland's first ever Premier League goal?
I think
Connor.
it was Niall Quinn against Nottingham Forest.
Ooh, he's going over at the other team.
So we're talking. Well, no, we're talking about before Niall Quinn even signed for Sunderland.
Yeah.
The first Premier League goal.
Yes, we played in the Premier League before Niall Quinn signed for us.
Yeah.
It was at 93.
No,
What was that 93 like?
God,
It was,
what have I chosen? No, we're on about the first season under Peter Reid.
I think we're just in the Premier League.
Quinn signed in that season, but it was later on in the season, wasn't it? Before transfer windows and
we
stuff.
were in the Premier League in like 90.
I'm going to take a wild stab at this because it can only be one of about 2 or 3 players. Craig Russell?
No, it wasn't. I'll give you some clues. It wasn't somebody you'd expect to be a goal scorer. Definitely
Campbell,
wasn't.
maybe?
Defender?
Lee Haway?
Mickey Gray.
All right.
What was the game?
I don't know what the game was. I haven't got that written down. I'll
Well,
get back
I
to
remember
you
we
though.
played Forest early in the season. We beat them 4-1.
that
And
season,
Quinn scored.
that season we had like 4 top scorers over 4 goals.
That wasn't
We
pretty.
really struggled with a goal scorer that year, and that's why Quinn was signed, and then he got injured, didn't he, and didn't play much.
I have a feeling I'm going to have to show my work in for some of these answers by
It's
the end of
okay.
the way Connor's responded so far.
I'm just being purposely annoying.
Question 2. What Sunderland player was the first ever German to score in England's top flight?
Thomas Hauser.
Absolutely. I thought that was a pretty cool fact. I didn't realise it would be a Sunderland
Still a
player.
massive lads fan, Thomas. I don't know if anyone's going on Facebook, but all he does is post about Sunderland. He loves it.
Podcast guest?
Potentially, if he ever comes over, yeah. I'd love him.
Well, that's 1-0 to Team Skullduggeries in round 3.
We're
Question
getting ground
3.
really hard.
How many players have scored over 20 league goals in a single season since last time we were in the 3rd tier? How many? I don't need to know who they were, just how many of them there were.
So that's in the last 31 years.
You could probably make an educated guess.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to say 3.
Yeah, it was 3. Name them, perhaps? No bonus
Super
point.
Kev,
Yep,
Darren Bent,
Yep.
Mark Gabbiadini.
spot on.
I was going seasons there, so I'm looking
I
at
was
it
thinking I was
guess.
going, it's going to be 2 or 3 because I just couldn't think.
Well,
Kevin
we haven't had
Phillips,
that many.
obviously, but
We haven't had that many
Yeah.
good goal scorers in the last 30 years, have we? We think we've just had like a one every 5 years or so.
I was on like 5. I was thinking of it seasonally.
All right. Nah. Well, when he said the
didn't
last
listen to
time in the
question.
3rd tier, Mark was straight away because he scored for fun, didn't he? And then Phillips was the next big goal scorer after that, and then nobody's really hit. Well, since Darren Bent was here, he's the only one. So there, easy.
Question about Darren Bent again. You didn't get it, Connor. So, question 4. 2-0 in round 3. So this is a important one. It's quite a tough one as well. What is Sunderland's record league win, and who is it against?
Is it not Newcastle
Connor?
like the 9-1?
That is it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Newcastle
that was.
9-1.
Good shout, yeah.
When you go
2-1,
on
so-
Wikipedia, it's the highest away win as well in the top flight.
Is
highest
our
away
highest
win in
wins like
history.
was a non-league game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. It was
11-0 or something.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was thinking
We
of.
did this
yeah,
last
that
time,
question
no,
rules
we
out
ended up
all
losing.
sort of cups, non-league.
Yeah.
Well, under Decania, we won
Whatever.
13-0 in pre-season, so...
Yeah. See, I haven't asked questions about that type of knowledge. That's when you're going to be caught out. So 2-1 in round 3. This one to tie it up and potentially go to a tiebreaker for Team
Oh,
Shithousery.
Gav.
Question 5. How many times have Sunderland competed in European competition? Connor.
Firstly, can you define what that means by competed?
You can't buzz in then ask to one.
No, how many
Played-
times has Sunderland competed? You talking about games?
Played a competitive fixture in a European competition.
Well, they played 2. Well, I suppose they played 4 games
I mean
against
that in
2
the
teams.
sense of... Yeah, you're right to clarify. I mean appearances in European competition. So
Do you mean just like they played in 1973? Well, 1973 4.
you have to give us an answer, Connor. You're digging too deep.
Well, is it one season?
It would be how many seasons have we
Right,
competed?
we played one season.
Yes.
When you say how many appearances, does that mean the amount of fixtures?
Yeah, no, I can see what you mean. Yeah,
I think an appearance would count as a season in
Yeah.
my mind.
Can you imagine Conor with Bradley Walsh? Like, well, can you just clarify what you mean by Fanny Schmeller? Is that a real person or?
That Fanny Schmeller's hilarious. Let's watch that on the chase.
So we need a tiebreaker.
Tiebreak.
2-2.
Done
So
well
this
there.
is all or nothing.
Go.
It's going to be quite easy. Quite an easy one. Who was Sunderland's top goal scorer last season? Gav.
Lewis Graben.
Yes. So that's round 3. Goes to Team Skullduggeries.
We said half the season.
I was going to buzz anyways and then just give myself some extra
Graham
seconds
was
to
just
think about it.
slowly rolling over.
How many
It's
goals?
unfortunate that. It's okay, went with tiebreaker.
Disappointed nobody bit on the pause there.
Graben. How many goals did he get? 11, 12?
Something like that.
12, 14. I'm trying to think what 12, 14.
I don't think he got that many.
He's leading scorer now, isn't he, in the championship?
Yeah, he
he's doing
scored
all
a
right.
couple of goals yesterday.
You're saying this in the podcast are coming out of Christmas. He might have scored yesterday.
Yeah, he did. He
He
scored a
did.
couple of goals
He did,
yesterday.
yeah.
I can sense it. I can sense it.
Round 4 is round Sunderland legends.
Oh, I'm going to be useless at this.
Question 1. Which team did Sunderland play in Roy Keane's first game in charge? Oh, why did you just wait to do it at the same time?
I'll hold my hands up. That wasn't me first.
Go on, Connor.
It was Derby.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's Derby, yeah. I
I
can't
was
Roy
going to
Keane as
go
a
with the
legend, by the way.
same one. So there we
I'm
go.
all questioning the fact
Team
that Roy Keane's
On the
a
same
legend.
wavelength.
On the same wavelength.
So that is 1-0 early in round 4. Question 2. Sunderland were promoted to the Premier League in 1999 under Peter Reid with a then record points total of 105. Connor.
I picked it up.
You're not meant
That's
to.
why we leave them on the table, so you pick them up.
Okay, right. Then record points total of 105. Interesting. Okay, so that could be about future points. I picked it. I just did that.
Yeah,
That's why they're on the table, Connor. You know the rules. You know.
I'm going to say that the question was, who was our top scorer? I'm going to say it was Kevin Phillips.
That would be incorrect. It goes with the team. I'll read the question again for you. Sunderland were promoted to the Premier League in 1999 under Peter Reid with then record points total of 105. Which team eventually broke that record?
Reading.
Spot on. Wow.
Yes, Johnny, lad.
106.
Reading is
That was the one that jumped in my head as well. It's either
That is a
So you
hell of a bit of random knowledge.
Connor.
it's literally, it was an error. It was an administrative error that I picked the thing up and it made a noise.
Yeah, I was about to go, how many points was it? 105. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. It's a very good jump.
Question 3. In Kevin Phillips' Golden Boot season, how many goals did he score in the league?
30.
30 goals in 36 games.
Bang on.
Lovely
Well
stuff.
done, Connor. Got one right.
I know. Especially when I jumped early again.
It's flying. Connor's flying at the minute. It's got us right back in this.
So that makes the scores
This is the shithousery because I'm
2-1 in round 4. Question 4. Which manager signed Kevin Ball and from what club did we... Gav?
That would be Dennis Smith, who signed Kevin Ball, and he was signed from Portsmouth.
That's correct.
well done, Gavin.
So that makes it 2-2. The all-important final question of round
We
4.
need that one, Johnny.
Question 5. How many times has Kevin Ball been caretaker manager of the club?
I don't know who got
That's
that.
Gav, I think.
Oh, what?
3 times.
That's wrong. It goes over to the
it's
team.
not.
I think
It is, yeah.
How many
I think
times?
it's two.
It's a difficult question.
Wait, hang on.
Hang on. I'll
Before we
read the
go,
question for
do
you.
you
It's a
mean games?
difficult. I'll read the question again for you. It's a difficult question. How many times has Kevin Ball been caretaker manager of the club, and who did he replace?
Well,
Right,
Gav.
I think it's twice.
He replaced Dick Canio.
And
obviously.
Mick.
Yeah,
Is that your final
McCarthy.
answer?
Yeah.
Twice, Paul Canio, Mick McCarthy.
Yeah.
Bang on. So that's
Bugger.
the round
Get in
goes
there,
to
Nicholas.
Team Shithousery.
So I've just done what Connor did, basically, didn't I?
He did, yeah.
Oh,
He
mate.
jumped.
It's working out quite nicely though. We're going into
You're
round
doing
5, tied
games,
at
though.
2 rounds apiece.
It's good this time.
Oh,
Round 5 is titled Strange AFC. So, question 1.
Here we go.
Milton Nunes is going to be
this
an
is gonna
answer here
be,
at some
this
point.
is gonna be-
What was unusual about Stefan Schwartz's contract? That was Gav.
He had a clause written into it around going into space.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Clause saying he couldn't travel to space because he did express an interest in a project which involved sending people to the stars.
And
Question
Murray said
2.
it because he was bright. I was like, that's an interesting reason.
Bright Star.
Yeah, he was just bright.
Question 2. Steve Bruce made a number of signings while in charge of Sunderland, including 2 Paraguayans. Gav.
Riveros and Da Silva.
Correct.
Christian Riveros.
I think you might have
Paolo
scared Nick
was
off
always
from
happy.
ringing.
I'm terrified now. I'm thinking,
I think he's known a few of them. He's just been waiting for the question just in case.
Riveros was a canny player, wasn't he?
Yeah, he
He
was.
just never
I
really got a
think-
chance.
Paolo De Silva, every time you interview, I'm happy. I'm happy.
De Silva,
That was it. That was the length of his.
I thought De Silva was always a decent-ish player as well. He just didn't really get
He was a
going,
bit
did
small, wasn't he?
he? Yeah.
Steve always said he needed a second season.
I got Paraguay in my school sweepstakes for that World Cup, so I was buzzing when we signed those two. I was absolutely over the moon.
Riveros is fast.
Riveros was meant to be like the best midfielder in that tournament.
He scored. Where did he score against? West Ham.
West Ham, yeah.
yeah.
Last day of the season.
And then he was gone.
Yeah.
Never to be seen again on these shores.
So that makes it 2-0.
Oh,
In
we're always
round
been 2-0
5.
down last time, weren't we?
Yeah.
1-3-2.
Doing well, Johnny.
Question 3. Danny Graham endured a short spell on Wearside and only managed to come up with 1 goal. Who did he score? Gav.
I know this one because I was on a stag do, right? I want to tell the story before I give the answer. Right, I was on a stag do, right? And there was like something really bad had happened on the motorway. And we were going to Liverpool, but we weren't going to the game. And we had to pull off into some little country village to go to the pub, and we took over it. And it was like this village which probably gets about 3 people through it every day. Stag do, 30 odd of us, and we watched it on the telly in there. And it was against Everton.
Correct.
Hit him
Back off someone's
and
backside.
it hit him on the arse.
That was
yes.
the
And I'm
strange
like,
part of it.
And Defoe scored the other, and I'm sure that was also a
It
deflection.
was offside, I think.
Yeah, there was something wrong with it.
Is that the one we won, or was it the one we lost
We won
6-2?
2-0.
No, we won that one.
We lost
Won that one.
6-2 when Allardyce was there. And it was
like early in his
2-0
career.
down, brought back 2-2.
Yeah.
Aruna Kone.
That's round 5 wrapped up. But we'll
Yes.
we'll read off the last 2 quickly anyway, just for
That was a whitewash of a round.
completion's sake. It was a good one, like.
It's because you were just jumping in quicker than the rest.
Well,
Question
you can't
4. In the 2013-14 season, Sunderland played a game against Hull City in which 2 of our players were shown a red card.
It was Wes Brown and Caramel.
I'm going to throw it over to the other team. I'll read the question again for you. In the 2013-14 season, Sunderland played a game against Hull City in which 2 of our players were shown a red card. One was Lee Cattermole. Who was the
There
other?
was a rash challenge by. It was a defender. It was. And was it a foreign? It was one of the foreign.
Desena.
Yes.
It's Andreas Desena.
Andreas Desena.
Andrea Desena is absolutely right.
It's funny, I would never have got that until you said the defender, and I was like, yep, that was it.
Spared from the
Against
whitewash.
Hull, wasn't it? Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah, it was at
I was thinking
the
that
K-Con.
Desena, who used to cycle to the academy every day.
Did he?
I
He
was
was a
thinking
bit
that,
unusual, wasn't he, Desena?
Yeah.
that red card that Brown got against Stoke that was for like not a red card. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Wasn't the one where John O'Shea should have been sent off
Yeah,
and Wes Brown was
mistaken
sent off as well?
identity.
We had a weird couple of seasons there.
That was my night.
Anyway, final question of round 5. Not that it matters.
Wasn't that at Stoke? It was, we're having
No,
a
the
little
Stoke one.
team argument here.
The Stoke one was where
Sorry,
Wes
just-
Brown didn't do anything wrong, and he just slid.
Yeah.
And then the Man United one was mistaken identity.
Oh, is that right? I'm only saying right for harmony here. 'cause
So
I
Wes
don't
Brown's been
remember it all.
hard done by a couple of times as well.
Yes,
We
yeah.
reached the conclusion there. Well, final question of round 5. In a 1-1 draw away at Newcastle United under Martin O'Neill, which masked footballer scored a penalty?
It was Nicholas Bentner.
It was indeed. So,
yeah.
Lost that one 3-2.
Why-
respectable
I've
comeback,
I've
but
just slapped my leg there as if I was angry with myself, but then I realised we were already winning.
Who've won this one?
He's currently
So
happy at
We,
home.
we actually have to win this.
Yes.
Because
So
it's
three
over.
moves us on to round 6,
Right.
which
This
is
is a big round.
all to play for round. We do have some extra bits at the end, so I might change the format and give you a chance to come back into it for my own entertainment.
Fair play.
But we'll see what happens here first.
You won't need it, Chris.
You've been the quizmaster. Round 6 is just called Other Sunderland. Question 1. In that dreadful 19-point Premier League season, Sunderland actually managed to take 4 points from a single team. Who was it? That was Connor.
It was Liverpool.
It was
We drew
Liverpool
0-0 away
indeed.
because Jurgen Macho was class and beat them 2-1 at home. And Michael Proctor scored, I think both. Maybe one.
That is
did, yeah.
an oddly specific bit of knowledge, that.
I just remember it.
Well, it was Proctor's
Even
big-
Nick thinks
big
you're weird
score
knowing
in
that
his
amount of
career.
detail.
The Liverpool away game, I remember it was on Premier Plus, and my dad would never buy the games, but he bought that one as a treat because it was like £8.
Yeah, I was at that game. I remember going.
That's a
and
treat. You go 19-point
Nothing
season.
about
that's
that
a treat.
season was a
Yeah.
treat.
I'm pretty sure Macho faced about 50 shots.
did.
Aye.
What a
yeah.
day. Right, it's a good start, Nick.
It is-
Question
it is
2.
a positive start.
Which Sunderland player did John Terry describe as probably the best in the air in the... Oh, that was Connor, I think.
It was...
Stop taking your time. Come on, get your answer out.
No, hang on. Let's just...
I'm gonna give you a
digesting, Gav.
countdown.
I'm digesting. The best...
We're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2...
Fletcher?
No, it goes to the other team. Do you want me to finish the question off?
Someone you
No,
should
I know
never
the
expect
answer.
In a million years.
Cameron Jones.
Was Kenwyn Jones. I
Kenwyn
love
Jones.
that bit of trivia.
I totally
That's
should have
so
got that.
bizarre.
Totally should have got that question. I was actually thinking the Yaya Toure one where Yaya Toure said it was Catamol, and then I got through it. I was like, oh, he said Terry Man, not Yaya Toure. I'd already rang the thing
So,
by then.
yeah, helps if you listen to the questions going forward.
It
Connor.
I apologise.
Question 3. Sunderland were beaten in the FA Cup semi-final by a Millwall side managed by Dennis Wise. Who were waiting for us in the final had we managed to get there? Oh, that was a lot of noise all at once. Oh, who do we want to... I think I heard a bell before I heard a
Well,
drum.
okay, bravely,
Go,
I'll
Nick.
go Manchester United.
Correct. And they went on to win that, yeah.
Well done, Nicholas.
3-0. Was it 3-0?
I think it was.
It's
And Dennis
your
Wise
quiz
had
name.
a
Your
fight
quiz
with Phil
name is
Neville in the tunnel
Nicholas.
on the way
Yeah.
back.
That was one of the most
And they
disappointing days of my
played-
life.
Yeah, awful. But then didn't they draw Fenerbahce in the European competition?
It wouldn't have
then?
mattered just seeing Sunderland.
I know, just knowing that, Sunderland had just got to the final and they'd had a European campaign starting off in Hungary, I think.
I think we knew that before the game as well, didn't we?
I think it was
Yeah.
Fearna Chaos.
Yeah. Was it? Was it Hungarian?
Fenerbahce.
Yeah, well, they were Hungarian.
I remember after we'd won the quarter-final and I was getting picked up from school by my dad and the draw had happened while I was at school and all I wanted was to avoid United or Arsenal and get the
bogey team,
Millwall/Tranmere
the bogey
rovers
team.
or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And
Tranmere
then,
had a good run.
And it had to be Cahill as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Had
And
to be
then
Cahill.
became our thorn for the rest of his career, didn't he? Pretty much.
So that means it's a 2-1 lead for Team Shithousery.
We can win this.
Midway through round 6.
It's
Question
like it's fixed.
4. Who was Sunderland's player of the season the year that we were promoted under Mick McCarthy?
I think it was George McCartney.
Oh, goes to the other team.
Player of the season. Dean Whitehead.
Both got it wrong, so the score stays at 2-1. Anyone want to just...
Danny Collins?
No.
Was it Carl Robinson?
No.
Stephen Elliott.
No. Recent podcast guest, Julio Arca.
That's so obvious. Why did I not know?
I know. I thought it was odd that no one...
Yeah,
he was
I
the
thought
only-
he was
He was
there.
the only like
He was
superstar.
I think he won Championship Player of the Season that year as
I
well,
just
didn't he?
remember reading McCarthy's programme notes against
Division
Charlton,
One.
and he was talking about how awesome George McCartney was, and I was like, maybe it was McCartney.
Well, this is an important question. Question 5 of round 6. Potential to tie it here for Team Skullduggerers, or potential to get us through to this nice, tasty round 7. Question 5. In the same promotion season, which player was Sunderland's club captain? Connor.
I think it was Gary Breen.
It was Gary Breen.
Yes! Good on
Round
Breeny.
6
Gary
goes
Breen,
to Team
who was the club
Shithousery.
captain,
Connor,
refused to
I'll give you
do
that.
any
I'll
more media interviews after January.
Why?
Because he was
'Cause
focused
he's not
on
doing
winning.
January,
It was bizarre.
January the year went down.
That January they went up, I think it was. And in January he decided, that's it, I'm captain, but I'm not doing any more interviews. Oh, okay, Gary.
All right, Gary, whatever you say.
So you reckon he'll not do a podcast?
Oh, he's transformed now, isn't he, at Peterborough?
That's wrong.
Is he still playing?
No,
Is he still playing?
he's a coach.
He's 35
I think
visits something.
well, the last I saw him, he was a coach at Peterborough.
Didn't he go to
Whether he's still
Milan?
there.
Didn't he play it in Milan?
I have no idea.
No,
What you
this
doing?
actually, I got
He's still playing in Milan.
in my group chat with the lads. This came up today. Actually, someone asked that question. It was a player who nearly got him moved into Milan, but he failed a medical and didn't
Oh,
go.
Breen didn't go.
That was Breen.
That was the story.
That would have been a great question for this quiz.
Yeah.
There you go. Not from Sunderland when he was at Coventry, I think.
Yeah, he went to West Ham for like $5 million. They paid
So-
silly money for him.
Round 7. We're going to break round 7 into 3 parts.
Okay.
And you get a point for each part that you win. And
This is
somebody
the
will
deciding
win
round,
each
by the
part. Oh, no, I've decided this is the way it'll roll. It'll work nicely this way.
Cool.
So I'm going to give both teams a list to complete. And each individual on the team will take it in turns. So the order will go in is... I'll ask a quick tiebreaker question to decide, but the order will go in will be either Gav or Connor first, and then it'll go to the opposite member of the team, and then through that way. I'll break it down once we've asked this tiebreaker. But each one will name a name or an item from the list, and the first person to get stuck and take too long or repeat something loses the round for their team.
So I just hands up here and we've lost the point now.
No. Nick,
By the
no.
way, you said item, so like it might not be about the player. It might be
Well, I'm not gonna.
object.
I'm just trying to keep it as open to interpretation. You'll know exactly what you need
Johnny
once I've
has so
say
many
the list.
questions. So many
To
questions.
establish who goes first, though, we'll ask a quick tiebreaker question. I'll see if I can pick the meanest one of all the ones I've written. Let's have a look. Let's go with... This is a nice one. How many games unbeaten are Sunderland currently against Newcastle
my
United? Oh,
It's
Nick
against-
Barnes.
against-
7.
That's wrong.
No,
What's
it's
the
not.
team?
I'm going to say 9. Yes,
It's
me and
9.
Johnny are both
9
on the same
unbeaten
page
at
there.
the moment.
Oh, Haway and Nicholas.
He's been so restrained all the way through the quiz as well.
I was doing
First
a Connor
time.
there.
What were you thinking? I was going to ask.
I was thinking. I was
In the
thinking
league right now.
since I thought it was a catch question because it's the 6 wins, and then of course they drew 1-1. So I was just thinking from the question was we're going to be how many unbeaten, but I was thinking from the start of the 6, and the catch was the 1-1.
Yeah, that 1-1 at the beginning, that's snuck in. So that means Team Skullduggerers will go first, and the order will be Gav, Connor, Johnny, Nick. So I'll tell you the list, and then Gav say name, Connor, Johnny, and you have to say it at a reasonable pace. If you hesitate too long, I'll just call it and you'll lose. Okay? So the list...
Is it first out? So can I hold my team together if Nick screws up like he thinks he's going to?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I like that rule, even though it wasn't in the
What was the
original
rule?
plan.
So if you knack up,
Which I will, yeah.
yeah, then I can just. I'm still in.
Good. So you're used to this then.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Good.
it's
You're-
important that you used to bear in mind that makes it more
just
complicated
make
as well.
it quite
Because I'm
clear.
not,
Connor's still in.
so it's going to go Gav, Connor, Johnny, Nick. But then if one of you's got it wrong, you need to remember your place in the order because
Yeah.
that's going to make it nice and complicated, but fun for me because I go to watches. So the first list is Sunderland's Premier League managers. So we're looking for anybody who has been manager caretaker manager or head coach at any point while Sunderland have been a member of the Premier League. Gav, to go first.
Roy Keane.
Gus Poyet.
Dick Advocat.
Steve Bruce.
Ricky Sabrisia.
Sam Allardyce.
Kevin Ball.
Martin O'Neill.
Howard Wilkinson.
Oh God.
Oh, that's it.
What?
That was nice. I liked it, though. I'll complete the list for you. I've got David Moyes, which I don't think anybody said.
Hang on. You said as soon as I dropped out, he would just continue on.
Yeah,
I've called it. I've got my own rule straight away. My apologies. Do you know what it is? We'll go through another one of my lists that way. I'll finish the list. I'll apologise to everyone who's listening because I've absolutely fucked it.
That was a practice. It was a practice.
Connor making up the quiz as he goes along, man. So the list would have been David Moyes, Sam Allardyce, Dick Advocat, Gustavo Poyet, Kevin Ball, Paulo Di Canio, Martin O'Neill, Eric Black, Steve Bruce, Ricky Sprazier, Roy Keane, Mick McCarthy, Peter Reid and Howard Wilkinson.
We didn't have many left, did we? Only had like...
When you had one left? Two left?
No, yeah, I mean,
Nobody
Eric
said
Black.
Moisey.
Well,
Nobody said
I don't think
Moyes.
we said Di Canio either, did we?
No.
I thought someone said Di Canio.
Oh, well, that was a good run through.
Eric Black, I would have
It was a good
completely
practice,
forgotten
wasn't
about that,
Right, so list number one after the practice round. This is a really, really tough one. It's not going to be very quick, I can tell you now. Teams that Sunderland beat on the way to the League Cup final in 2014 and the FA Cup final in 1992. You have to say what club it was, and that'll be fine. So just say any of the clubs that were beaten on the way to either of those finals.
Starting with
Gav, to go first.
Southampton.
Peterborough.
MK Dons.
Port Vale.
Notts County.
Chelsea.
Wrong.
Oh, damn. I'm out.
I've said Chelsea.
Manchester City.
Wrong. Teams that we beat on the way to the final. We
Played
didn't beat
them.
Manchester
beat
City.
on the way to the cup final in '92, didn't we?
Did not. Sorry.
We've got to win there.
We won then.
We've got a double.
Yeah, you just won.
Yeah.
You've won because we're hopeless.
The look of sheer terror. The list was FA Cup teams were Port Vale, Oxford United, West Ham, Chelsea and Norwich. And the League Cup was MK Dons, Peterborough, Southampton, Chelsea again and Manchester United.
Okay.
That was hard, that one.
That was a tough one.
It exercises the brain, didn't it?
Yeah, but I'm happy we got.
I'm going to be awake till about 3 in the morning after all this.
Right, so the current score is, are we 3-2 up overall? No.
Yeah, so I mean, you're currently 4-3 up overall.
Right, okay.
So this list would tie it, and that would mean the quiz will go down to a
The wire.
tiebreaker question.
Right.
So the third list is a biggie. Any member of Sunderland's 2007 promotion squad. So we're looking for any player who's
You should be
officially
good at
listed
this,
as a member of
You
Roy
watched
Keane's
every game that year.
title-winning
You should know every player.
squad.
Click, click, click.
Okay.
Starting with
And because they won the last round, we'll start with Connor.
Okay. Now? We're going.
Yes.
So it goes from Connor to me then.
Goes Connor, Johnny, Nick, Gav.
Okay.
Oh, it's going to confuse us.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Johnny
I love it.
right.
I love the mayhem.
Yeah, well, it's the same order as before.
Yeah.
Why is he getting
It's
so
the same
long to
order.
deliberate over his answer? Come on.
Ross Wallace.
Tobias Hyson.
Danny Collins.
Stern John.
Dwight York.
Stanislav Varga.
Graham Kavanagh.
Lewin Nyatanga.
Stephen Elliott.
David Connolly.
Liam Miller.
Darren Ward.
Liam Lawrence.
Carlos Edwards.
Nara Nosworthy.
Martin Fuyop.
Ben Alec.
Ooh, just
Definitely
reading
part of the
through the
squad.
list.
Johnny
No, that's it. We're tied at 1-1.
No, no.
Oh,
Anakin left.
Nick sticks on.
Oh, Nick sticks on, of course. Aye. Keep going, Nick.
Stephen Wright.
Kenny Cunningham.
Nick.
He's out.
Oh,
It's a one-on-one. It's a one-on-one. You want like 5 seconds
It
to
did end up
compose
being
yourself,
1-1 in
guys?
the end then. Sorry for throwing the spanner in. That was tough. We'll not do that for this last one. We'll just say whoever gets it wrong, and that's your team out because this is important. We don't want to mess it up. This is the final
No,
question
hang on. What? No,
of
Johnny
the
just
Roker
got out,
Report
didn't he?
quiz.
Yes, I'm out, yeah.
Yeah, so it's Gav against Nick.
And Nick got it wrong.
yeah, I was too long.
Oh, did you? Did we start again?
Yeah, it's the
right.
two of you are out.
I was on with Johnny Evans. I don't think anyone said that.
Danny Simpson.
No.
God.
Do you want the list?
That'll take forever.
Yeah, why
that,
not?
man.
Go on, do
Unbelievable,
it.
35
Why not?
players.
We'll try and guess the rest of them.
No.
No, okay.
It will be on all day. It's a fair list. So Trevor Carson, Martin Fulop, Darren Ward, Danny Collins, Johnny
said
Evans,
Darren
Carlos
Ward.
Edwards, Tobias Hyson, Graham Kavanagh, Grant Ledbetter, Liam Miller, Tommy Miller, Ross Wallace, Peter Hartley, Naira Nosworthy, Stanislav Varga, Stephen Wright, Arno Riera, Dean Whitehead, David Connolly, Stephen Elliott, Stern John, Darren Murphy, Anthony Stokes, and Dwight York.
Well done. Stokes, there's another one I forgot about.
Anthony Stokes.
Peter Hartley. That was another one.
Yeah,
He's still playing in the league somewhere, isn't
Yeah.
he?
Was it Hartlepool, wasn't he?
Yes, because
You
they had.
mentioned William Mockett.
No, he was gone by then, I think,
Was
wasn't
he?
Yeah. For interesting little, well, maybe not interesting to some people, but when Hartley was at Hartlepool, he played with a player called Poole. So they had Hartley,
that's right, yes.
Hartley and Poole were the centre halves for Hartlepool.
Did they not both score one game?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Did they score in the right order? Because that would have just been a
question.
waste of time
Yeah,
if Poole
it would
Hartley
have been,
came on,
but,
didn't it? It's like when Sweden and Denmark play each other, that's particularly satisfying if you get Sweden. Anyway,
So is this now a tiebreaker question?
this is the final question of the quiz.
Oh.
It's not a one-off question, it's a list again. Okay?
I've been good at the list.
It's my favourite question in the whole quiz. I did this once in a pub and kept us occupied for hours, so I'll be impressed to see how far you get through it.
This is no 10
I
seconds.
want you to
right?
name every centre-half who's played for Sunderland during our latest 10-year stint in the Premier League. So that's from 2007 under Roy Keane to 2 seasons
The thing
ago
is with
under
it, it's like,
David Moyes.
You go around the circle and when it comes to you, you're like, oh shit, I should know this.
I know.
And just as a stipulation, I'm not counting anyone who's played at centre-half. So
only who's like
I'll give you a
normally
gimme. You
centre-half.
can't say
Normally a
Jack
centre,
Rodwell
right.
because he's played there briefly,
Yeah,
but
so Rodwell
it's a
is-
player
Or
who's
Laurix
actually it's a player who's actually a centre-back.
By
So if you looked him up on FIFA, for example, he'd have CB next to his name.
There's going to be some. I bet you there's going to be some fallouts here of some grey area.
Basically, if it's not on the list, you're wrong. That's what we're going to go with. So
Right.
Okay.
I'll give you a little bit longer than usual. I'll not be as harsh on the hesitation
last
for this
10 years,
particular
yeah.
round.
10
The last,
last 10
yeah,
years.
so 2007, 2017 is the
so
era we're looking
nobody who
for.
played last year or this season.
We'll go back to Gav to start. So Gav, Connor, Johnny, Nick is the order.
Danny Higginbottom.
Oh, again, he's like a left back with Johnny Evans.
Is you?
I've just said Johnny Evans.
Oh, Soterios Kogiakos.
Paulo da Silva.
Virginie.
John Mensah.
Cardamangan.
Jonas Bjorklund.
No.
No, he was in the previous, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was the previous one.
Bjorklund was under McCarthy, wasn't he? And
Yeah.
Peter Reid.
So that's it. I'm sorry to say.
It's not, man. Because I'm still it.
Should we just? Do you want? I'll leave it up to the other team. Do you want to?
No, yeah, this is to the death. This game.
Do you want to
Has to be.
Keep going until the last
keep going
man
until Connor gets one wrong as
Yeah,
well?
change
And
the
then
rules.
that's it. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that then.
It's back to me,
Connor,
wasn't
it's
it?
Back to
Connor
Gav
is the
then.
last man against the world here.
Yeah, it's just going to go Gav, Connor, Johnny, Connor, Gav, Connor, Johnny.
No pressure.
Connor, Gav,
Yeah.
Connor, Johnny.
Oh, so hang on, it goes Gav, Connor. Oh, God, I do, don't it?
Okay.
Oh, I'm not gonna last
Can I give
very
the
long,
answer?
Yeah,
Can I give the
so
answer? And
your
start
team then
with
their team.
Julian Lescott.
Coney.
Papi Djulabodji.
Kabul.
You just answered my question.
No. I was told it went.
No, it's going to go
Back,
down
back,
there.
That's surely Gav out now.
Yeah, it's down to
wasn't
Johnny.
listening?
Johnny versus Connor.
Oh, God, here we go.
Not listening is the
Can I have,
biggest
like,
fall
just,
down
like,
so far.
Is it
I
me
just
now?
need to
A bit
compose.
of atmosphere, guys.
Come on, Johnny lad.
Is it me or
You can do
Connor?
it.
Me?
It's Johnny and then Connor.
Michael Turner.
Titus Bramble.
Carlos Cuellar.
Oh, God, I've lost.
Get up.
So
I needed time to think of more names.
That's the thing.
the
It's
Skullduggers take the inaugural Roker Report
It's
with
disappointing.
Come on.
Yes.
I feel like I've let the team
We'll be
down.
back next year to defend
my
our
mind's
title.
a blank with these centre backs.
It's difficult when you have time
2007,
to.
8 when
Do you want me to go through the list quickly? It's a canny list, so
No, of
I'll
course,
rattle
I told
through
you.
them. But,
Anton Ferdinand. God.
we're just going to do surnames as well, because
Ferdinand.
I've not got that kind of time. Nosworthy, Evans, Collins, Mvoto, McShane, Higginbottom, Pelter, Anderson, Benhaim, Ferdinand, Davenport, Halford, Turner, Kilgallen, Mensah, De Silva, Angeleri, Bramble, Onua, O'Shea, Brown, which neither anyone said, I don't think, O'Shea and Brown.
Yeah.
Kyrgios, Cuellar, Mangan, Harrison, Virginie, Diakite, Roberge, Coates, Kone, Kabul, Djulabodji, McNair, who was a centre-half when we signed him, Denayer and Lescott.
You know, I seen Nick raise his eyebrows at Pelt. Yeah, do you not remember him?
no, not at all.
They signed him under
Don't
Jack Pelt. Yeah. They signed
his
him under
son?
Roy Keane. He was New Zealand centre half.
When you like vote and that
he had
never
like
played a game.
Yeah, he came on trial and then
Yeah, I'm
just
trying to
played in the
think
reserves. Yeah,
Yeah. Now I remember him.
That's disappointing. Well, we did all right.
but
No.
yeah, we will be back next year to defend our crown.
Okay.
Yes.
But otherwise, congratulations, Team Skullduggers, commiserations, Team Shithousery.
It does
I'm gonna
sound
go and
like
eat the football yearbook.
Sounds like it was almost fixed though, the fact that we did actually go all the way to the end of the draw.
I'm really happy it worked out that way.
Yeah, imagine if
I got to ask that question at the end.
Imagine if it'd been a whitewash.
Yeah. Just want to ring my bells one more time.
And that's it. That wraps it up.
Okay.
Wow.
Fabulous.
Well played, gentlemen. And until next time.
Right, I'm gonna like employ that centre. I'm gonna do like centre mids next time out at the pub. I actually quite like that name.
Connor's going into training for the next year.
Yeah, I think I am.
Do you want your toys back?
Yeah, just we'll collect them all in the box at the end of the day, kids, and then you can get your bags and go home. So.